Hey everybody, it's Danny Cooper from PriusChat.com. We're here in beautiful sunny California today, looking over the brand new 4th generation 2016 Prius. And I'm very happy to be joined today by Dave Lee, Prius Product Educator. Dave, can you give us a brief overview of the Prius and some of the grades that are going to be available on it?
Absolutely, Danny. Let's start with the grade strategy here. It is an all-new vehicle and we have a little bit different grade strategy for it. So you're going to start out with your entry-level vehicle, the Prius 2. That's going to be the value-oriented car with a very base level of equipment, but a great starting price. Now, an offshoot of that is going to be the Prius 2 Eco model, and that's going to be our fuel economy champion, able to get up to 58 mpg in the city. In addition to that, though, we have two more grades, the 3, and then we have a 17-inch wheel-equipped 3 Touring for the more sporting-oriented driver. And then finally, the Prius 4 is our most luxury-equipped car, and there is a 4 Touring model for the customer or the owner out there that wants a little bit of luxury as well as some driving characteristics that resemble more of that of the sports car.
Great. Can you give us kind of an overview of the exterior and how this has changed between the Gen 3 vehicle and the Gen 4?
Yeah, great, Danny. Well, in fact, there's a whole ton to talk about here. The new Prius is on an all-new platform. This is Toyota's new global architecture platform design. It is a new concept that's coming out of Toyota, and these will be our chassis that we'll probably build for the next 10 years or so. And what you're going to see is it gives us as a manufacturer some advantages in designing the platforms and having a better engineering collaboration to maybe make one platform that's shared amongst a couple of cars. And of course, we can make little changes on the size to fit each vehicle. But the great news for Prius owners out there now is it's going to open up a whole new world of awesome driving characteristics, as well as a new world of aerodynamics too.
Fantastic, fantastic. So sheet metal wise, obviously we're looking at a whole new car, but what specifically would you point out that has really changed with the 2016 Prius?
Well, Danny, first of all, if you look at the Prius just in a general view here, you're going to see that the car is lower overall, it's wider overall. And if you look at it from the side, you're going to notice our iconic Prius triangle shape. The roof peak has been pulled forward a little bit, and the back is a little bit more sloped. And in fact, that helped us to enhance the aerodynamic factors on the body. And in fact, now we have a coefficient of drag of 0.24, which is even lower than the old vehicle's 0.25, making Prius about the most slippery car running around on the road out there. There's a couple that are right there too, I think, but it's right there in the slippery factor.
Amazing, amazing. So, starting with the headlight design, can you kind of point out the different aspects of this? Is this an LED headlight now? Are we still looking at a halogen headlight?
These are in fact what we call a bi-projector LED headlamp. It's one reflector in there with two different bulbs for low and high beam. You can see that the light bezel itself is obviously very well styled. Now we've gone a little bit out there on the edginess factor for styling, but we do also incorporate some functional stuff up front. And while we're here, this is a good time to talk about it. We do have aero corners here for aerodynamic air management and airflow around the vehicle. In fact, the new Prius was tested at our all-new wind tunnel in Japan. And it's a wind tunnel that has a treadmill for cars, and the vehicle actually drives on this treadmill, and it allows us to better analyze airflow around the wheels while they're turning and not just stationary. But actually, Danny, right in front of you here, hidden under the front grille, are our new grille shutters. We do two things with these grille shutters now. First of all, they help by closing. It helps us to warm up the engine, the gas engine, a little quicker, and get you able to use your EV mode a little bit sooner than you would in the past. But in addition to that, under the right driving conditions, we can close them, and it actually helps airflow around the front of the car, another little thing that contributes to that 0.24 coefficient of drag.
Now, is that all automated, or does the owner have to initiate some sort of system?
That's a great question. In fact, the grille shutters are computer controlled, and they are really reliant on driving conditions like engine temperature and the like, and they will open and close based on the engine's cooling needs and also its warm-up needs. But we do try to close them when we can for enhanced aerodynamics.
Fantastic. Tell me about these lights. Are we looking at fog lights, driving lights, DRLs? What's in this package down here?
Yeah, these are integrated fog lamps down here on the front. And once again, just for more of a cosmetic enhancement, they do throw additional light out there in front of the car. But you'll see these on the upper grades as a way to kind of indicate that you're in an upper model Prius, like a 4 or 4 Touring car. And this is a Touring model here with the 17-inch wheels that you see around the corner too. So all part of new styling. The hood is lower. Another thing that I've had people comment on is look how low the Toyota emblem is on the front of this car, set way down. Yeah. It's in fact every bit as low as the badge on the front of our Scion FRS sports car. So it's got a very, very raked front end. The A-pillars are swept back really to give it a great airflow, but also a more aggressive look.
Great. Can you show us the new tires on the car?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to a touring model, either 3 touring or 4 touring, you'll end up with these 17-inch wheels and tires. And they really are there to give you a little bit more of an enhanced cornering feel while driving. Fuel economy will be about the same. They're a low rolling resistance tire, so we don't sacrifice much there. But if you're looking for that more exciting driving manners from the car, these 17s are a great way to go. It helps you in the turns and gets that car to perform a little bit better when you're driving it hard.
So is there anything else on the exterior of the vehicle that you'd like to point out?
Well, I think when you look at it from the side view, Danny, you're going to see here, once again, we've got our roof peak moved a little bit more forward. The previous generation's roof peak was back here a little ways, but overall, the vehicle is lower to the ground, hood, roof, and rear hatch, entirely to get this vehicle down low. Our coefficient of drag is lower. Also, our center of gravity is lower, and I can talk to you about that a little bit. But that's a little bit more under the skin stuff, but that also helps with the new Prius and its handling mannerisms. So we've got just a much more sleek look.
Something that I think is probably one of the biggest signature design elements on the car are these rear tail lights.
Absolutely. Yeah, we set these up to really give the other vehicles out there, their owners, a chance to see that the Prius is a unique vehicle. It is all new. You've got a really nice LED tail lamp built in here that has kind of almost a Mark of Zorro look to it, right? And it's very cool, it stands out, and it's very dynamic. You'll also notice the lower slung hatch. One of the things we also did back here from a styling and also usability perspective is that the greenhouse area back here is bigger. We've given our drivers a little bit more room now to see out of the rear hatch. That was one of the things they told us they wanted more of. And then of course, under this hatch now, we've got even more cargo space than ever.
Now you say more cargo space than ever. How does that compare to the previous generation?
Excellent. Well, in the way of cargo space, the car that's leaving us, the 3rd generation car, had 21.6 cubic feet of cargo room behind the rear seats. The new car, depending on whether you have a model with or without a spare, has 2 different figures. If you have a spare tire, you're going to have 24.6 cubic feet of cargo room. But here's the great part. If you have a vehicle that has no spare, if you bought a model that has a tire repair kit, now you've got 27.3 cubic feet of cargo room back here in the back.
Wow.
Which is much bigger than the previous generation. Yeah, pop the hatch there and you can see all the space we have back here.
Okay, so this is a model without the spare tire because it's got the lowered...
Yep, it's got a lower cargo deck here. The touring models, we go no spare on these, also to help keep the weight down too. You lose about 60 pounds in weight. Now we still have our 60/40 split folding rear bench seats though while we're back here, which is something that our existing Prius owner body are really those folks are gonna like that because the utility has not left. And the efficiency is up too with the new higher fuel economy numbers. So those characteristics we're going to keep, but now we're going to add on some great handling features and things that are based on that new platform we talked about initially. We can go into some details on that too, that really are going to change the driving dynamics of this car. We're going to make the people that used to own it happy, but we're going to bring a whole new world of performance to a whole new bunch of new folks.
So as a 3rd generation Prius owner,
yes,
I know that my 12-volt battery is back under here. I'm not seeing that in this car.
Aha, good eye on that. And in fact, Danny, it has moved out of this rear corner and it is now up under the hood. And there's a few things that we can talk about up there. I think maybe I can point out for you that'll explain how we achieve that.
That'd be great. I wanted to point out one other thing that I thought was fantastic back here as a current owner is the new latches to drop the seats.
Yes. It's more of
very
a lever.
Nice design.
Yeah, a new design there. And the other thing that I like about this is what are we not seeing back here in the cargo area that used to live back here behind that seat? Our high voltage battery.
Oh yeah, obviously. You don't see it very often,
no,
but you know
don't.
It's there.
It's hidden, right? Well, that's the whole point. It's usually hiding back here, taking up space. It is gone, and now that lives under the 2nd row seat back there in a great spot. And of course, we have 2 batteries now. We have a nickel metal hydride battery on the 2, but on 2 Eco and up, we're now running a lithium-ion battery. And it's a very svelte 70-pound battery. It's about 30 pounds lighter than the nickel metal hydride batteries. And yet the driver will have the same electric vehicle cruising range and same performance they're used to getting.
So no matter which battery choice you have, they're living under that rear bench seat.
They are. And even the nickel metal hydride battery on the 2 is a revised version of our previous battery and is a little bit smaller and lighter as well. It's also lofts about 8 or 10 pounds too. So we've been working on the battery technology in all these years when we're developing this car. We've moved them down lower. That puts the center of gravity of the car a lower. We're going to move that 100 or even 70-pound battery down just above the rear axle height instead of way up high here on top of the rear wheels where it used to be. And by moving that weight lower, that really helps the car to feel light on its feet.
Well, let's take a look up front where you've also made some big changes.
Okay, sounds good.